I'm pretty sure that the following statistic would make our grandparents and probably our parents absolutely astonished. In the United States of America, only 16% of consumers now carry cash, and 58% plan to stop using cash completely. So the slogan, cash is king, has really changed because it seems like it's not. People are paying for things virtually with their smartphones, or maybe some old-fashioned people pay with credit cards. But the way in which we spend and pay, our currency has shifted dramatically and continues to change rapidly. Which reminds me of something that I remember from when I was about 11 or 12 years old. I had collected money from birthday gifts, and I went into a local grocery store to purchase an ice cream that was $2. I had a $5 bill and I gave it to the cashier, and he gave me back $3 bills. And he saw that I wasn't happy when counting the dollars. And he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Look, there's one of the dollar bills here that's clearly torn and you taped it back together." And he said to me, "It's acceptable anywhere. Trust me, kid." Which really made me think about the word trust when it comes to currency. And in our parsha, when dealing with currency and purchases, the word trust is very significant. Avram Avinu looking for a place to bury his beloved wife Sara. And he finds this me'ara, this cave in Hebron, the Me'ara Samachpela. And he looks for the man who owns it. We're introduced to Ephron, who seems to be very kind and giving. And he says to Avram, just take the property. Don't worry about paying me. But Avram sensed that Ephron was really uncomfortable. That although Ephron spoke in a certain way, he really felt differently. That Ephron had issues with trust. And so Avram insisted not just simply paying something, but Avram insisted in paying top dollar for that piece of property, which would be the burial place of our forefathers and foremothers forever. The pasuk tells us that he paid 400 shekel kesef over la socher, 400 pieces of silver. Why did Avram insist? Why did he give Ephron the money if he probably could have gotten away without it? Avram sensed and was correct that Ephron had an issue trusting, and Ephron loved money. So Avram didn't want there to be any question about his purchase. And the words over la socher meant that it had to be in currency that everyone understood and trusted. For that time, it was in cash. And so when Avram paid Ephron, it was over la socher. And the Yemri Emes explains, what do those words mean? He said, you know what really happened? Ephron was so not trusting of Avraham, and he was so uncomfortable with perhaps Avram would give him a piece of silver that he wouldn't like. There would be something irregular about it. And he would want a different piece. He wouldn't trust Avraham. So he said to Avram, let's get a third party. You give your money to the third party, and I won't even get that money, but I will purchase things from that third party, and that way you will have the Me'ara Samachpela. And so Avraham decided, here is someone who is not trusting of me. Do I walk away from the engagement and the deal, or do I just get what I get and just continue doing what I do in the right way? Because that's what Avram represented. And we see no fight, we see no argument about Ephron's insistence and his distrust of Avraham. We see Avraham going along and accepting what it is that Ephron wanted from him in order that he purchase the Me'ara. And I think that there's a real lesson for us in life to follow Avraham as far as when we are in situations in which we feel that people are untrusting of us. Many of times, if we sense that someone is not trusting, we get insulted, we get hurt, we walk away and say, I don't want to have anything to do with you. I don't want to engage with you. But if we sense hesitancy, is it really about us and that we are not trusting people? Or is it about the person who can't trust? If we focus on ourselves and something wrong with our character that someone sees and that's why they want to distance themselves from us, ultimately it will bring us to feel very badly. But if we channel it and look at it as that person doesn't trust me, it's not about me, but it's about them, then we're able to avoid being insulted and able to avoid a situation of confrontation. And we're able to continue to move in a firm way in our lives with a sense of menuchas hanefesh, peace about how we feel about ourselves. That was the motto of Avram's life, the lesson that he taught his children, to always remember that we need to trust in Hashem and to trust in ourselves, however we pay for that which we purchase. Thank you for listening and have a good Shabbos.